Hi guys, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 beta video. Today we're going to be looking at the Riskrunner submachine gun exotic weapon, and I'll be looking at how it plays in both PvE and PvP, letting you guys know whether I think it's worth using or not. Now, this is the beta. When the full game is released, I will be making guides and reviews for all exotic items, but for the three you find in the beta, you find them all in the first mission, so there's no need to cover that part. We can just jump straight into the stats and the review. First though, if you find this video useful, a like and comment is appreciated, and a subscribe if you want to see plenty more useful Destiny 2 guides, news and content from the beta and the full release in September. The Riskrunner submachine gun comes with 5 different perks. Like all weapons, it has an intrinsic perk, a magazine, and a trait. It doesn't have a sight or scope bonus despite having a sight, but it does have extra perks and a barrel and stock. This auto rifle's intrinsic perk is called Arc Conductor, and when taking arc damage, the weapon becomes more powerful and resists incoming arc damage. How long this effect lasts depends on how many kills you get, as the time extends every kill that you have, so it could potentially last until all enemies are defeated in an area if quick enough. The barrel perk is called Arrowhead Brick. It's a lightly vented barrel which greatly increases control recoil, which for this gun is very important, and also it increases handling speed, so how quickly you aim, raise and lower your gun, that kind of stuff. The weapon's magazine perk is Extended Mag, and that has the effect of greatly increasing the mag size, but that greatly lowers your reload speed. A good trade-off in my personal opinion. Your stock perk is Short Action Stock, which like the barrel increases handling speed as well. Finally, the weapon's trait is Superconductor, when your Arc Conductor effect is active, so when you take arc damage, shots fired from the weapon have a chance to become Chain Lightning and return ammo. It adds the ammo to your current clip, so essentially you can keep shooting without having to reload. Not so useful in PvP, especially as you only face 4 players, so its effects can be used and it's definitely strong if you get the chance, but it's not really going to happen too often, not compared to PvE where it's far more common. The Riskrunner has a fairly low reload speed and only has a capacity of 40 in its magazine. It shoots 900 rounds per minute, so you have to reload fairly often. Now that's all the perks and the stats for the weapon, but how does it translate into PvE and PvP? While testing the weapon in PvE, it was my favourite weapon of the beta, and it's extremely deadly. First, let's take a look at the damage. You have fairly low impact, so your individual bullet damage is not super high, but your overall damage is pretty decent. Factoring in your arc elemental damage, your 40 magazine size, and your 900 RPM, and you get pretty good damage overall. So long as you hit the target, it's pretty good. Your damage over 1 minute is slightly affected by your low reload speed. I didn't have much of a problem with it though, unlike Sunshot where I had to reload in between killing 2 Cabal for example. I didn't have that kind of problem with this weapon. The Superconductor trait and the Arc Conductor intrinsic perk also come into effect here, and they play a big part in this weapon's overall damage. Many enemies have arc damage, and you get the two effects working together to make you pretty much unstoppable. I have taken out entire boss shields and loads of Cabal at the same time without reloading, whereas if I didn't have these perks, I might have to load 2, 3, even 4 times maybe, so this allows you to wipe out enemies very quickly. The weapon's range is also above average, and I had no issues hitting enemies further away, allowing me to stay clear of melee attacks and allowing me to dodge bosses' heavy weapon fire. Riskrunner's best attributes are its stability and handling, so ability to move from target to target, recoil reduction and movement reduction when firing, and so on. And it definitely needs it, as Riskrunner's biggest hindrance is that it shoots so many rounds per minute that it has a huge recoil, even with high handling, so you are forced to somewhat burst fire to keep your accuracy up, but I didn't find it to be too much of an issue in PvE, mainly as all the targets are pretty big, and you can start off headshots and you can probably spray kill most things if you want to, but in PvP it was much more of an issue. In PvP, I think this weapon is probably the strongest of the 3 exotics during the beta. It does good damage, has good range, stability and handling. Very easy to use, just point and shoot in the general direction. You don't have a real long wait to start firing full speed like Sweet Business. You don't have to be super accurate like Sunshot, just aim down your sights and shoot. The weapon range is fairly decent and hitting targets is not much of a problem, although the large recoil forces you to somewhat burst fire at longer ranges, but it's not really a big deal. For movement, I felt the weapon let you play pretty freely. I had no problem shooting and aiming while in the air either. Hip firing on the gun is also pretty decent, still better to aim, but shooting so many rounds you can hit the target no problem. The biggest kicker in PvP for the weapon is of course its huge recoil, despite handling being its biggest stat, but it's not so bad that with a little practice you can't pull off headshots and win 1v1 encounters. In conclusion guys, I would have to admit that the Riskrunner is my favourite and is the most powerful weapon to use in the beta. Strong in all departments, even the heavy recoil can be easily compensated after a very short time. Its perks make you OP as well. In PvP, it's slightly harder to hit smaller, faster targets that can kill you much quicker than any Cabal Legionnaire can, but I had no issues getting the recoil under control, and once you figure that out, you can easily take out any opponents fairly easily. So as far as the beta goes, this gun wins hands above both Sunshot and Sweet Business. Well, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, a like and comment is appreciated, and if you want to see more similar Destiny 2 content on my channel, feel free to hit subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, then don't forget to join the notification squad and follow me on Twitter as well to see videos as soon as they are released each day. But with that being said, guys, take care, have an awesome day, and I will see you all next time.